Hi Flosstube! My name is Tiffany. I go by Express Life Tifa on Instagram and YouTube, and I was just gonna start with the Know Your Needleworker tag because I'm kind of nervous. And where do I live? I live in Michigan, near Detroit. I'm about 15 to 20 minutes from Detroit. What kind of work do I do? I work as a machine embroidery operator. So I work on embroidery machines that are industrial machines. The one I'm working on right now is a forehead with 15 needles each, and I used to work at a shop that had 6 head. So I've worked at 3 different places for machine embroidery, and that's not really where my love of stitching started, but I definitely do it all day. All day for work and all day as my hobby now. Do I have any kids? No, I do not. What hobbies besides stitching? Well, that is probably the longest list ever known to man. I paint, I draw, I don't really do those things anymore because my hands hurt a lot when I'm drawing or painting, but I don't seem to have any problems when I'm stitching. So sewing has basically replaced what my traditional medium was before and become something just for me to express myself, which is kind of where my handle comes from, Express Life Tifa, and it's like how I'm expressing who I am as a person in my crafts. And I can't really do that with my drawing and my painting like I used to because of the arthritis. My favorite movie is probably, it's too hard to pick, but Spirited Away or Howl's Moving Castle, because I love Hayao Miyazaki's films. They're super creative. He creates an amazing world with all these different creatures in it, and it's insane. Like, he does all of the music and the storyboarding, and I mean, he does it all. And when Disney creates stuff, they have a team that creates different characters or does a drawing for things. He does the creative aspect of everything in that movie. It's just so amazing. So that's why I really like him as an artist, because he has a vision, and it comes across so beautifully. My favorite TV show, I don't watch TV, so I don't really have one. I mostly watch Netflix. My favorite book, I can't read. No, I mean, I can read, but I can't read like I used to. Like in high school, I used to read for hours and hours, but I can't anymore. The attention span isn't there. And how I'm able to stitch for as long as I do, I don't know. It replaced what I loved about drawing, which was this, not mindlessness, but this immersion into something where like my mind turns off, and it's just so relaxing. I mean, that's what I loved about drawing. It was like I didn't think about what I was creating. I was just creating, and it happened without thinking. My favorite music is all over the place. I kind of hop from like Christian to country to Christian again, and then sometimes I listen to random things, like I love the sound of a piano and trumpets, and sometimes both of them together. I really love musical instruments because I also played the viola for 13 years. One word that describes me, that's hard to say. Dependable. I hate to say something like so that doesn't really encompass like me, but I guess I would like to say that I'm also very caring. So I did take a little bit notes, so if you see me looking down and kind of getting nervous, it's I needed to take some notes so I could get through everything in sort of an orderly fashion. So how I first got into cross stitching was my mom's friend Rick and Marie gave me 2 kits, and that's not really where I first started embroidering, because when I first started embroidering it was at school, but I'll get into that a little bit later. So the first 2 pieces that I stitched I have with me, and this one is a fully finished. I'm going to be giving this to them over the weekend. It's a train. Oh, let's see if I can get it. My lighting is mostly in the back, but it's a train, and I did their name. I charted the name and the snowflakes, as there you can see. The snowflakes, I charted all of that. So the kit was just the train chart, and it came with the floss, and I fully finished it. This is on foam board, and then there's pins on the side, and I basically made it as a little hanging ornament for your tree, and there's felt and rickrack, and I really love it. I think it came out great. I saw that there was greens and reds in the chart, and I wanted to do it for Christmas. I didn't get to give it to them for Christmas because we had a snowstorm and they didn't come, so I'm going to be giving it to them as a really late present, but I think that they'll enjoy it. The second one that I did is still in the hoop, and I don't know how I'm gonna fully finish it, or if I will. It's another chart that it's a, there you go, it's a carousel horse, and there's a lot of back stitching. I did the whole thing, and then I realized that I had to do the back stitching, all of it, at the end. So it almost didn't get done because I was like, I don't really want to do the back stitching. But I did. And so the train took me like 3 days, and the horse took me like 5. So I finished those like almost directly, one after the other, and that's basically where the obsession began. So I wanted to show you a few of my own pieces that I created from college, and that's when I started doing hand embroidery. At college, I took a class, Intro to Fiber Arts, and that opened up a whole world of fibers that I didn't know about. So I have a couple pieces here that I did, that I designed and did. So this one is of my viola, and it's not fully finished, but I was going to and leave it in the hoops. And then I have this one that's words, and I did finish this one. Remove "I can't" from your vocabulary list, because I feel like my mom says that a lot. I'm like, no more saying that. And I did fully finish it. I left it in the hoop, and I like stitched around the edges. I actually stitched that while I was at the Secretary of State waiting. This one is my friend's sister on Instagram. She took a picture of her that I really loved, and it's hard to see colors and everything. I'll have to figure out how to get lighting more in the front. Oh, there we go. Oh. Sorry. Sorry, guys. So this one uses a lot of satin stitch and running stitches. This one I did as a fall piece. And you can see I added some maple leaves, and there's the satin stitch. Here's a satin stitch for the collar and the earrings, because I thought about doing a piece that was a series of accessories, but I only ended up doing one. This one is my state, Michigan, of course, and at first I did happy trees on it, and then I was like, how am I supposed to fit big trees into the UP? So I did little tiny trees in the UP, and I was inspired by like Japanese water textile to do the running stitch for the background, and I've been trying to put my initials TCB on there. Alright, next I have some WIPS that I wanted to show you that I've been working on. I'm doing Leslie Thierry's rabbit that's the cover of Just Cross Stitch magazine, April 2018. This April 2018's edition. It's hard to get the colors. Like on my scroll frame, I changed a lot of the colors. I changed the pink to from orange to pink, and then I'm doing robins instead of the brown birds that were charted. I'm not sure. Oh, the chart is actually in my bag. Hold on a second. So this is what it's going to look like, or it looked like originally. And I changed it. Another whip that I did was my own design. I just drew it on paper that I created into a graph paper, or turned into graph paper. Originally, I drew it first, and then I turned it into this. And I started stitching it, but I haven't finished it. And I changed the wording to say, "Love takes my heart to greater heights," instead of my original writing was, "Love takes your heart to greater heights." I'm not sure if I'll finish that. I wanted to show you my first big project that I have abandoned. It's a poppy. And I hate my stitching, the way my stitching looks on it. Like, I just can't look at it without being like, oh, no. It's so ugly. But, I mean, it's pretty, but it's ugly. And when I was doing it, I had the page folded because it was just too big of a chart. So I did like the top half of the poppy, and then started doing the bottom half. And then at some point I totally miscounted. And if I would have gone back and done this again, I would have just done an entire circle of the red instead of doing one half and then the other half, because it would have made more sense. Like, the way I did it was, no, like, I'm not doing that. I may not ever get back to that. So, I wanted to show you some finishes that I did. The first finish, I finished this, like, after Christmas. I did do a couple Mill Hill kits, and I don't have them with me to show you. And one I gifted, and a lot of my Christmas stuff that I did, I gifted, and I don't have that to show. But this is what I did after the Christmas. I did a spring one. It's hard to see the colors. So this is supposed to go on top of a tin, and it's really cute. The tin, I was in love with it. It has bunnies. That's right. There's bunnies, and it's really cute. And so that goes right in the center on top. And I haven't finished it, mostly because I don't know how to do cording by hand without the cording drill that Vonna shows. So maybe I can just send it to her and she'll do the cording for me. But no, I mean, I do want to finish it. I just haven't, because I started other projects, got into those, which we all know how that is. And the other finish that I have, that the lady at my local needle shop quoted me $88.75 or something to frame. I'm sorry, but I'm a little too cheap for that. And I like doing things myself, so I found this frame at, I won't show you yet, at a thrift store, and I laced the back myself. This is what was originally inside of the picture frame. This is pretty, it's cute, it's farmy, but yes. So I spent all of January holding up suspense. All of January until the day before Valentine's Day stitching this. Oh. Man, I really understand what you guys mean about glare, because it's almost impossible to get anything. There we go. So, I did My Funny Valentine by Heartstring Samplery, and I changed the cut floss a lot. I used the variegated DMC floss. Oh wow, you can see it there. And I started in the middle, because I always start in the middle, and I did turquoise, my favorite color, and then I started doing red hearts. And then I was like, I'm gonna get another color, and started doing purple. It's like purple, blue, and red. And then I got down here and I was like, what color should I do for here? I went to Joann's again, and that's when I got the green. And then I changed the colors in each motif just to like have it stand out. So my idea for this line was I've gone through different boyfriends. So I'm the turquoise heart in this, and then green for one boyfriend, red for the another boyfriend, and I kind of just like I have a weird story in my head, and I don't know. This is just what happened when I was stitching this, and these people look like they're holding a heart, right? Well, in the original chart, it has another dot on it, and my friend thought that it looked like boobs. And I couldn't stop seeing boobs. So I was like, I gotta just get rid of this. What is happening? But it's really funny, and it's I love him. Gotta love him. And this is really special to me because my boyfriend, when I was very sick and stitching on this, he got me this red from Joann's. He got a skein for me, and I was like, I don't know how you're gonna find it, because even I have a hard time finding it. And he did, without any help. So I was so impressed, and I really, I have it hung up and now, and I look at it every day, and I guess I'm crazy for stitching. Alright, I'm crazy. So, and I also stitched in the edge. If anyone finds this at the thrift store again one day, they'll see my stitching. You can't see the whole thing, but it says, "Let this piece serve as a reminder that you are loved." Because, well, a long time ago, my first boyfriend broke up with me on Valentine's Day, and I'm not bitter about it. Okay, maybe I'm a little bitter about it. So I stitched this piece for me as a reminder to myself that I do deserve love, and even if somebody else doesn't treat me right, I will. And yeah, so that's a little story about that. It's kind of embarrassing, to be honest. So another part that I wanted to show is quilting, because around the same time I started like quilting. So I started cross stitching like somewhere around last August, and watching a lot of Flosstube like crazy since then. And I started quilting in the spring before that, so around April of last year. And I wanted to show you a couple of my quilts, so if you don't want to see quilts, then you can tune out now. But these are a couple of my quilts that I did, and they're little because I only finished one quilt, and it's on my bed, but you can't see it right now because that fleece is covering it up. And my second one I haven't finished yet. But here are some little quilts that I did. Coasters. Ohio Star. This was the second one in my I'm gonna do Valentine's Day coasters for my girlfriend, and I didn't give them to her because I was like, oh, maybe she's already seen them on Instagram, maybe she would want them. Sorry. I probably should give it to her though, because she doesn't know that they were for her. And this was the first one I did, Ohio Star. All you Ohio people, I like your Ohio Star block for quilting. It's really easy. It's half square triangles, I do believe. Yeah, two half. I'm not exactly sure, but it came out pretty cute. And then I have a third one that's not finished. Ooh, this is impossible. How do you guys do this? But yeah, it's cute. It's not done yet, but that's what happens. You start something and you may or may not finish it, and I have a lot of things like that. I completely forget sometimes that what I have, because I do so much. And this, after the coasters, I did mug rugs from Crafty Gemini's tutorials. So I did one tea time. And I really enjoy these. I enjoy making these so much that I made a fifth one. So three of the 5 mug rugs that I made, I gifted. So I don't have those to show, but this is my 5th one. There are teacups, china, porcelain china I was inspired by and quilted. And that's the back. It has little lace on it. I love you guys' project bags, and I can't seem to figure out, like, how do you do those ones? And I tried watching a video. I did. And it took so long for, like, the people to, like, show what they were actually doing that, I don't know, I didn't have the attention span to figure it out. I gotta go back and, like, try to look. I mean, I have watched Vanna's tutorial to do project bags all the way through, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna try to do it, like, the way she did it, because I don't know how to do the windows, but I want to try, but I don't know. I'm sure I'm gonna start doing them, and then it's gonna end up, like, 5 project bags later, like, and then I'll come back and show you guys, I have 5 of them now. It's very possible. But yeah. Some other quilting stuff that I have been up to, because I won't stop crafting. I craft a ton. I made cathedral windows. And I was going to turn this into a pillow. I haven't yet. I might just put it on my wall as a wall hanging. And I love it. It's really pretty. It's pretty. And I also have been doing Dresden plates. That's kind of what I'm working on right now, but this is some of the Christmas ones that I did. And they're all scrappy. Oops, I did that. Rick and Marie gave me these scraps, and I turned them into Dresden plates. And no, I don't know how to quilt that well. I just tried it. I watched a video, I tried it, and it came out like freaking magic. I don't know how these things happen. They just happen, and I love it. I love them, and I need to turn it into a table runner, but I haven't, because I think I'm going to just give it to them like this and say, do something with it, because they're quilters. And I just wanted to end with how I started watching Flosstube, which was I watched Courtney ECR, and I binge watched her whole Flosstube channel. And it's pretty good. Like, she got me interested in, like, other patterns and looking for other things that Joann's doesn't sell. And I found a local needle shop, and then I got obsessed. So that's all it took. And I also want to finish with shout outs. And this is just a few that I wrote down. I watch a ton of Flosstube, like hundreds of hours of Flosstube while I'm stitching, of course. And so shout out to Michelle Bendy Stitchy, who I feel like totally was like, Tiffany, you need to make a Flosstube because you're from Michigan and you're a Wolverine, and how are you not doing Flosstube? Like, I don't know. I just heard her saying, what are you doing with your life? Make a Flosstube. Okay, I hear you, Michelle. Okay, I'm gonna make a Flosstube. Oh gosh. But I was hesitant to make a Flosstube for a while because, one, all I have to film in is my room, and two, I mostly am not dressing up for anything once I'm home. I'm sorry. I'm not putting on makeup. I'm not getting dressed. I'm wearing a freaking robe, okay? This is my life when I'm at home. It gets real. But besides Michelle, which I feel like was calling me out, Michigan, come on, make a Flosstube. I also want to shout out Farm Girl, Priscilla and Chelsea, Yvonne, because those ladies, oh my gosh, I watch you guys religiously, and you're so creative, and I get so excited about, like, my crafts because of you guys, because I love seeing new things that came out of your mind, or, like, you have a pattern and a chart that you love, and, like, the love for it is just, it just makes me so excited, to be doing a craft that other people also love, and I just can't say enough. I'm fangirling at this point right now, but yeah, I really love you guys, and I really want to be a part of the Flosstube community, although I'm shy in front of the camera, because, I don't know who's gonna watch this, but thanks, guys, in advance for just bringing so much joy to my life. Oh, and I have to say, join Melly Ellie Stitches. Oh my god. I love you guys so much, and I just feel like I've been a stalker for so long. I'm sorry. Well, I'll just end this with, please don't block me. But also, stitch all the things, like Vanessa. Oh gosh, I just can't right now. But you do have to stitch things and understand how much I appreciate cross stitch and the love of floss and fabrics and everything so much more now than I ever did because of Flosstube. Thanks, you guys.